So Rick, we already been on before, you know what I'm saying? We live. We already been on before without you. We happy to have you here.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Straight up.
We blessed to
I'm
have you here.
grinning. I can't stop the grinning. I can't. I can't, bro. I can't, bro. It's been a long road, man.
Yeah,
So
we
here
was
we are.
talking about him like crazy, huh, Rex? We was out here.
Yep.
It was almost like we was speaking for you in a couple episodes that we did without you. So we're happy to have you.
What's up, man? I felt it, man. I felt the vibes, man. Thank you for the support.
Yep.
Man, it was crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
why this desk felt like it was about to... Okay. I leaned on the desk. I should have. Okay. We live.
Yeah. And
We
we got
live on that, man.
one more member. Like this is the third episode, I believe, that we've done with 3 members here. We haven't had all 4 of us here. We're hoping that he pulls up, but we believe we have a indication that your man is out there doing some burpees. So
Say what?
Yeah.
he's doing some burpees or some, I don't know, some pull-ups. What does Shy do? Like, what is?
Yo,
Just-
listen,
it's just
Shy.
eating dumbbells.
I mean, is he still going to the gym 24/7?
Shy is
Breaking
the
mirrors.
gym. What are you talking about?
Shy
He
is
the gym.
Yo, your
feel
man,
that.
your man is mad diesel, yo. It's not even like in shape. He's like scary diesel.
Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah, man.
I don't
Shy
know
is
what to say, man.
definitely. Yeah, man. Good for him though. He found a
Yeah.
hobby that he can really, do his thing with.
He has
Yep.
leaned into it. He has leaned into it. So Ricky, you wanna share a little bit of what's been happening with you lately, and you don't have to go into all of the details and stuff, but for us, I think it's good, but also for this new audience that we're building here, so they can kind of have an idea of what's
Sure.
happening.
Absolutely, man. Where do I start? So, Pops passed away not too long ago. I want to say about on the 25th of March. But I was there a few days before he passed, man. We were able to talk, get some things out the system. He was able to talk to my mom. I don't know how that even happened. It was somebody's idea. I ran with it. They kind of forgave each other. Never haven't seen each other since I was born, to be honest with you. So that was a blessing, man. She forgave him. He asked for forgiveness. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody was crying. Everybody was just. It was a really emotional moment, to say the least. And then she called again, for me to put the phone in his ear. She wanted to pray for him. Her main focus is that he saw the chaplain. Like that was her main thing. Like just be good with God. Don't worry about anything else. Nothing else matters, but you're spiritual from here on out. And it was crazy, man, because I'm listening to my mom, and of course I don't got her on speaker because I think that's a personal moment she wants to have with him. Obviously, everybody wants me to hit that speaker. They want to hear what's going on, and it would have been cool too. But I wanted them to have that moment. I was just listening to make sure I know when to cut off. All right, you guys done? I bet. And turn it off. But it did something to me, man. On some real, we could curse, right? It's Wu-Tang Pod.
If you want to, you can.
No.
I'm gonna hold back.
PG?
but you do. Nah, you be free. You be free. You be
Speak
free.
freely, Rick.
Speak freely.
Speak freely.
No.
Because we're not going live, so I can
Right.
edit if I need
No.
to. If I need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's going to
okay.
be a few things.
Because
man,
this is
editing,
before
editing.
we have not hung out during cancel culture.
Oh, dude. Yes, bro.
So we haven't
this is a blessing.
we haven't interacted publicly since cancel culture started. So I would just say that
Wow.
because because
I
people
feel
be
you.
on the internet and they'll take what
man.
you say and boy they will run with it. So
Oh, yeah, man.
so that's all. But from what you were saying though, Ricky, I know that we talked a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of what's happened with
Sure.
you. I just want to let
Yeah,
you know that, I'm grateful to have you back in my circle on this level. So like to see your face,
Likewise.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? To see
likewise.
Rex and Shy when he
Yes.
gets here.
Fun but clot.
Yes. I was thinking
Yes,
about
man.
what was that joint?
Brethren.
What was that joint we used to go to? The Caribbean Sunshine Bakery.
Oh yeah,
What?
we did.
Dude,
Oh
listen.
man.
The Caribbean
Yeah, we tore
Sunshine
that
Bakery,
place
bro.
up, man.
Oh man,
Yo,
we have a few
we was doing
stories about
we
that
did
place.
shows there. We was doing shows
that's
there. We
right.
was eating there. They had one, if I'm not
Yeah, they
mistaken,
opened it up.
Rex, close to your
Wow.
mom's house. There was one not
That's
too
right.
far from there.
In
And I used to
Akoi,
pull up
yeah.
there and I used to get the
Yeah.
just the veggie plate. I would just be like rice and peas with oxtail gravy.
That's
And when they put the oxtail
yes.
gravy on, they give you all the meat. So I was
That's
like,
right.
I'm not buying the
Yo,
oxtail.
Rex, Rex
Yeah, we was
told
broke.
a good
we was
on it,
broke. We
man.
got the
Rex,
veggie
Rex had
plate.
didn't you have a Tropi grill as well? Not too far from you?
Troppy
Or is it
Grill.
Pollo Rico,
Tropic
Pollo
grill.
Loco?
Troppy
Remember that?
Grill.
Tropi
Yeah,
grill?
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah. I remember Troppy
the
Grill.
fried jucas? The fried jucas
Yeah.
and all that?
What
Yeah,
was
man.
that
I used to
spot?
go
That was like a Spanish spot. It was a Spanish spot. It was more
yeah,
like a franchise though. It was real corporate. It wasn't
right,
as
right, right.
like
I want to say it started in Miami. It's like a Miami. It's a Cuban thing because they had the white rice, the black beans, and then they chop up, the quarter
But it was
chicken
like
or
the
half
Granja.
chicken. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it by your mom's house when we used to go there and record in that hot ass studio. You know?
in the building. You're talking not the house. You're
yeah.
talking about the church building, the
Yeah,
rehearsal
you talking
building.
about the building. Yeah,
Right.
that,
Oh, damn.
That was different.
Okay.
the
Yeah.
That was a little ways
Yeah.
from your house. That wasn't
Wow,
close
I
to your
forgot
mom's
about
house.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
was
was
just
on
in
our way in
Orlando,
the
yo.
garden.
I was in
Were
Orlando
you?
for
That's right.
my son's basketball tournament.
Oh yeah. You said.
I didn't
yeah.
recognize anything, yo.
I'm telling you, man.
I
Switched
didn't.
up, right?
I didn't recognize anything. But the wildest thing, we was on I-4 going down to like, I guess one of the Disney things, and we was on an exit ramp, and there was a dude on the side of the street running. He was just like, and I was like,
What?
lock your doors. Like, what is this guy doing?
Like he was excited
Yeah,
running,
man.
like cheesing.
Nah, he was
Well, that's
creepy.
the O.
He was running like he was
That's
running away from something or running to something. Like it was
That's the
It's on a
O,
mission.
man. Welcome to the O.
the O is off the
Changed.
hook. Word.
Changed since we lived there.
You know,
For real,
one
for
thing I
real.
did notice is because when I came to, I went to do the Harry Potter thing with my wife maybe 2 months ago.
Why you trying to make it sound so tough?
No, let me tell you.
My wife.
Hey,
You hear
Listen.
this dude? He said, "Yo, I went to the Harry Potter thing with my wife." Like, bro, like, okay.
hey, let me tell you what a wizard type experience I had, bro. Just hey, but it was fun, man. It was dope. Feels good to be back, eh? Hey,
Yo, fill us in, man.
it was tough. Tough gong, man, for sure.
Yo, did we talk about this, Rex, in one of our last episodes? I feel like we talked about it, but I gotta talk about it again. I know this is only, I think, our third full episode, but
Put me up to speed on
Re-
things, man.
Ricky, I know we talked about it in a group chat, but I'd like to get your take on it. You remember when we used to pull up to Rex's job when he was
Which one? At High Rock?
Yeah,
At High Rock or-
nah. Bob Marley Tribute to Freedom at City Walk.
Oh man.
So
which
you remember
time?
we used to pull up to his job, right? His
Yeah,
job, literally his job, and we
Sometimes
would,
sometimes we cut through Motown.
That's
how
right.
about we would get to his job, and we would wait until they would
Yeah.
play like "Turn the Lights Down Low," and we would stand by the side of the stage and be like, "Let me get on. Let me get on.
Yes.
Let me get on."
Yeah, but
Yeah,
one thing I must
always
say,
got on, though, right?
one thing I must say, we always got on.
He used to get us
You know what I'm
on.
saying?
Yeah.
Every time you used to get 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes at the end of the set.
I
to
mean,
do
you know,
He made it happen. He didn't get nothing. He made it happen. He was like,
okay.
until
He's like, "What, y'all want me to stop?"
B didn't want us to be on no more. Yeah.
Okay, because I know it's strict rules with you and
Sometimes
the
it was
band.
5, sometimes it was 2.
Yo,
Hey, but they gave you love on the Jay-Z beat. I remember Tony, right? Tony used to put the Jay-Z beat on, and we used to go, oh, Web used to go fire. He used to go fire. Even Che was like, let me go back on stage and spit a couple. You know, it was fun. Man. That was fun. Yeah,
But you ready for this, Ricky?
Hold up,
Ricky,
I got one for you.
hold up. Before you go there, let me close this one out. But do the knowledge on this. Imagine now we like almost 30 years later, right? Imagine if I pulled up to your job tonight and I stood out front and I was like,
it's not happening.
It was not happening. If y'all did that at my job, the sheriffs, they would come and get you. You can't do that. You can't be like, we're coming to people's job trying to get to. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm crying over that.
That was awesome. But also, and that's just a little something. That's just a little.
Really, right?
That's, I know there's plenty in the tank, but what I do remember, Rex, I don't know if you remember this. I think Webb, you were already in Jersey, doing your whole 7D thing up there. Lee came by and he was at the Little People convention, and he came looking for me. He didn't have my number, so all he remembered was like, Rick, okay, let me go to. Right. Yeah, he went to Bob Marley's,
came through the Bob Marley's.
You called me from there, like, yo, Lee's up here with a bunch of little girls, like little people, like little females. Yo, it was at least he had like 10 of them. Am I lying?
Yo, that is insane, yo. That is insane.
I think he was in at the Gaylord like hotel. Remember of the Bronson Highway, I think it was the Gaylord, whatever it's called.
Oh,
it was
that's
they had
funny.
some little people convention, and then he was like, "Man, why am I gonna take all these people out?" And he thought Bob Marley's. Oh, Rex is gonna hit up Rick. Maybe I could get in contact with Rick, and that's what happened. And I got dropped off. I somehow made it. Yeah.
So dude, you ready for this? So now imagine, Ricky and Rex, for you too, and for me. Yeah. Now imagine if Lee Major rolled up with 25 little people to your current job and was like, "You see Rick? You see Rick? You see Rick? Like, I'm looking for Rick. Yo, y'all be quiet. Yo, you see Rick? Fired. Fired with a capital freaking F. Fired. Oh, fired."
Funny thing is that I could definitely picture it. I could definitely picture it.
Oh man! I told my son the story, the spitting that story from Caribbean Sunshine Bakery. You remember that one, Ricky, when we was doing that and the thing with Lee?
When you tossed them into the crowd? Hey,
well, that's not how you do a story. That's not how you do this. Yo, Rex, who is this guy? He went straight to the punchline.
My bad. I gotta slow down.
We gotta work on the broadcasting thing.
Yeah, for real, man.
I'm sorry.
We gotta get the whole story, Rick. We gotta get it from the top.
But there's more to it. I mean, that's just something. That's one.
Yo, I told my son that story the other night.
Yeah.
Yo, he was on the floor, yo. Ricky, let me start it and I'll pass it to you. Were you in the building for that, Rex? You just know the story. You know the story.
I heard about it after, yeah.
So we had this track where me and Ricky were like having an argument on stage, pretty much a stage argument. Like, yo, you always rocking the mic. Like, you let me get my shine. Like, we going back and forth. Yeah. Then we start pushing. This same little person friend of ours, Lee Major,
with a legit torso. He had a legit torso. You gotta throw that in. His torso game was legit. Like, he was regular from the torso up.
So he was his
Amando.
His job was to come in like a referee and be like, break it up, go in your corner and come out spitting. So it was dope. Then we go into this song. It was rocking. Now this was not planned, right? Towards the end of the record, I was like, yo, I don't know if I told you, Rick. Did I tell you something or I just did it?
I think you just went for it, bro.
Yeah. I was like...
We didn't rehearse it.
No, we did not rehearse it.
I felt a little bad. For at least 3 seconds, I felt real bad. Like, real bad because it was where he landed. It wasn't the...
I don't remember the landing, so tell me about that. So let me let you know what's going through my mind.
Did he laugh?
So let me tell you what's
Okay,
going through my
so-
mind. No, don't
So
tell him
put
to
it this
land it
way.
yet. Don't tell him to land it
Okay,
yet.
okay,
Hold
okay,
up.
okay.
So let me tell you what's on my mind. What's on my mind is like, yo, this performance is going so great, but I would like to take it to another level.
You sure did. You sure
And I said, I'm about to throw, they're like, again, this is cancel culture era that we're in. So there's a term that they use when you threw little people. They called it something. I'm not going to say it on camera because I have, certain things I'm working on. But I said, I want to throw him off stage. So I remember grabbing him at the top of his shirt like this and by the bottom of his pants.
But why? That's my thing. Like, why like that? Why could you?
Why you couldn't grab him from underneath his arms?
Yeah, like a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The worst part is that he resisted. He was doing his feet like, no.
I would have too.
So Rex, he's like kicking his feet like, no. And I'm like, yes. And that's all I remember. Ricky, where did he land? Where did he land?
He landed on the fan's head. He landed on the fans. Okay, so somebody was walking around with a ripped shirt. Should I say more? Like somebody at the place at the function was.
Oh, he
walking around
came
with a
down
ripped
on somebody's clothes. I remember that.
Yeah, no shirt, baby. Yeah.
Did we get into
grabbed
trouble
somebody,
for that?
but
Did we have?
I think we got kicked out.
No, we didn't. No such thing. No.
Something saved us. A dude got stabbed, and that's what saved us. Like
Wait,
after.
that was the same event that they shut down with Chris was the Chris Plaisance was the booker.
Yep.
And there was a stabbing.
Yep. There was a stabbing that night. A big one too.
Yeah,
so that kind
they
of
shut
took
it
the attention
down.
away from.
Were we on stage?
I'm learning about this night.
No.
Were we on stage when that happened?
No, we finished our second. Remember, we opened for the battle. Feel me? There was a battle.
Mm-hmm.
We opened for it. We did a little show, and then the battle started. And I think pretty much damn near the whole thing. I mean, the attention was on us. Like, man, I can't believe you guys. Somebody just saw like, wow, you guys are wild. And the little dude, oh, you guys are wild. And then the stabbing happened real quick, and we just jetted. Bounced.
Wow. I remember something happening. I didn't know if it was a shooting or a stabbing, but I remember us being like backstage, like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. We
That's
were paranoid,
crazy.
for sure. At that point,
Man, that's
like,
a good story.
Hey, because the place
What a memory.
jumping. It was jumping, man. And we felt good. We came to the back, like we were celebrities, to the back, to the stage, with Little Man, and he did his thing. He had a
referee.
He had a tank top.
I thought he had why do I think he had a referee shirt on? He didn't have a referee jersey on, no.
No, that would have been epic if he did.
Yeah, maybe I was just
get it. So we were like, yo, just show off your muscles, because he used to throw it up. You know what I mean? He did his thing at the gym. Remember, he was kind of buff.
Yeah, he was, yo.
Yeah. He was. He had the short arms. He used to throw it up fast. He put two Cadillacs on and just. I'm like, bro, how, bro? Like, you're mad strong. I'm struggling with my long arms, or should I say my normal arms? Yeah, man. He used to throw it up at the gym, so he was kind of buff. It was a great experience.
Oh, that's good. Rex, you remember that time?
Yes, sir.
You remember that time? I don't know if you can remember it. There was a time when me and you were on tour with Julian Marley, and I came to your show in Paris.
In France.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can never forget that.
I didn't know about this.
Can you help me remember? Because I'm like, I almost think it's like,
if I can remember.
Not real. I'm like,
the year was 06 or 07. And I was on tour with Julian Marley. Yeah. And you were doing End of the Week.
Probably
in Paris. And you told me you was coming back and forth because you was in
How did we get in contact though? Like, I'm like, I didn't have no phone, did I? Like, how do we coordinate that? Did I just pull up?
Nah, it wasn't even like that because we arranged to meet.
That's awesome.
Somehow or other, you knew that I was in town, and you were there for a show, and we linked up. I don't know what it could have been. MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah, it could have been MySpace.
06, we was on MySpace.
But-
06, we was on Facebook at 06.
Well, probably was.
We was
then
probably-
that would even
Yeah,
that would make more
barely.
sense.
Yeah.
That would make more sense if that was the case.
But were we?
So
that's probably what we did.
could have
Early
been
social
07.
media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm quite sure.
Crazy.
It's
yo.
like, all right,
It was
what
at
is
Because you already
morning.
had
Go ahead, Rick.
Did you already had dropped that the Red Cover album, the Web of Fire, the Red Cover?
Yeah, I dropped that one
right?
like
That-
2001. So I was already. I think I was two
Okay.
albums deep at that point. But it was at some place called like Morning Sun or Rising Morning or something like that.
Oh, I ain't got
It
no
was
clue.
yeah. You're like.
A lot of those
He's
years
like,
were
don't ask me
blur.
too much.
Yeah.
So Rex, did you open up? I mean, did you play for Damian? No, I'm saying, did you play for Damian Marley, or you what?
Nah,
Or you was there with like
it was-
another-
It was
with Burning
Junior
Spears?
Marley. That's the brother,
Oh,
and
my
I
bad.
was playing for
Okay.
for Burning Spear at the same time too. But it's just that he
Burning
was
Spears,
not,
okay.
he wasn't doing any shows at that point. So
Okay, got you.
I hopped on a tour with Julian. I toured with him for
That's
like
awesome.
2 years.
Oh
So
wow.
that was cool. And then
Hey, man, that's
I
what's up,
jumped on
man.
with,
I
with,
didn't know
with
about
Wyclef. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Who you
But that was
playing with
crazy,
these
man.
days? Who you playing with these days, Rex?
Well, you know, I'm still doing. I'm still performing with Wyclef.
Are you doing the Fuji stuff with them?
No, I'm not.
I wish.
I'm not so lucky, man. Nah. You know, I never ever really played a gig with the Fugees
Because
so
they're
it's not
touring
like-
right now, right?
Yeah, they hitting it hard right now. They're doing a lot of appearances.
Hey, let me ask you this: how come? Maybe so. I haven't really looked that hard, but I typically don't miss this kind of stuff because I've been into the Tiny Desk series,
Mhm.
watching that hard. You know, what I'm saying, because I like the acoustic sounds of it. I like the
Your
whole
Tiny
like,
Desk is
organic sounds
fire,
of it.
yo.
And oh, it's fire, bro. And I think, is it in Brooklyn or it's somewhere in New York, right? They do it.
It's in New
That's a
York.
good question.
not really
yeah,
sure.
I think their offices might be in
Right.
Brooklyn. It's a good
I
question.
think so too. But I could totally see Wyclef doing a Tiny Desk, man. I don't even know why
So
he
I
hasn't done
believe he did a Tiny Desk. I didn't do it, but I believe he did
Okay.
a Tiny Desk.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
that was
okay.
my man Manny Drums played that with
Got you.
and
Okay.
who else played that? I think Patrick played that on bass. I think they just took a small unit in. I'm not sure if DJ Leon did that or if it was Birdo, but it was a small unit. They did that. I wasn't able to do that with them, but I always wanted to do Tiny Desk. Trust me, man. I think that Tiny
Tiny
Desk
Desk.
it brings out like
You get to see the artist, too,
something
right?
in
The
the
real artist,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? The real
for
artist,
sure.
like
So you know,
because what's that
even
guy's name that got
Usher's
the?
Tiny Desk was incredible.
Buster?
You know who else is? Yeah, I
Usher.
saw that.
Usher. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
a couple times. You know whose was
Yeah.
dope? Like dope. Rex, I know you're a big Police fan. I remember you had the
Mm.
whole library Sting. You know when you was going through
Sting's
your,
my
you know?
favorite artist still to this
No,
day.
I
I
know.
didn't know
Yeah, I
that.
know that about you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know that.
dog.
He had the whole collection. When the DVDs was hot back then.
Mm-hmm.
Rex
Yeah.
had all the CDs, and I remember your Sting
Yo,
collection.
can I tell y'all a funny story about Sting?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's not a funny story about Sting. It's a funny story about me meeting Sting and
Oh, wow.
freezing, because it's my favorite artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did this show. It was called Hope for Haiti. It was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the dressing room, and you got all the celebrities is in there. Akon is in there. Shakira is in there. Mary
As
J.
usual.
Got Sting in there, and I'm standing next to Sting.
Normal
Now,
stuff.
Ishmael, right? I'm standing right next to Sting, and
Did you know?
did I know? Of course I knew. So I'm standing next to
Okay,
Sting,
okay.
and I want to talk to this guy. Just even to say, "Hey, yo, I'm a big fan. Pleasure to meet you." I froze. I looked at him.
Sure.
I looked at the ground. I looked at him.
Oh man.
I looked at the ground, and he just walked away. And I was
Can you
like,
imagine?
That sucks.
just
Can you
walked away.
imagine?
I was like, man, dude,
Damn.
my
But as
one
long as you
opportunity
know-
to tell my favorite artist You know what I mean? And I miss
Hey,
Prince. I
man,
wasn't
but
able to tell him. You know what I mean?
So what are you gonna do about it now? Because like you sitting in these backstage rooms, like freaking Shakira and Elton John walking by, but these are people you know admire. What are you gonna do moving forward, man? Because we
Rocket
can't have.
Man.
This is not a good story for us, man. This makes me sad
nah,
as heck.
it's not a good story. And
What
to
are we
be
gonna
honest with
do?
you, usually there's no freezing. There's no. It's
Hey,
just you
nah, because you're
extend
used to
it.
that. You're
Yeah,
used
you
to being
like.
around celebrities.
Well, it's not that I'm used to it. Like, trust me on it. You still feel
Yeah,
like if you seeing an
yeah,
artist that you're used to seeing on
yeah,
TV,
yeah.
and
Sure.
then you're face to face with that artist, there's a certain
Sure.
point where you're like, damn.
You know, that almost
Yeah, I'm
happened to
fortunate
me.
to be in the room, but
Yeah, that almost happened to me once,
share.
and it so I went to see Bruno Mars, obviously, because he's half Puerto Rican. I gotta go support La Raza. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. And my wife was
La
smart. She was
raza.
real like La Raza. We went with Groupons too, man. I don't know if you remember those. So,
Yeah, I remember
but you guess who was
Groupons.
opening for him? Of course. Hey, so we so Aloe Black was opening up for Bruno Mars.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
going there to
Yeah.
see Aloe Black. You know,
Yeah.
I know, that's when he dropped the album. That's when he was doing the pop stuff like I'm the man, I'm the
I
man.
Mm-hmm.
need dollars.
You know,
Dollars is
but
what I
yeah,
need. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I need $1. Yo, so that was off the Good Things album, right? So I had it on
Okay.
vinyl, and that's why I kind of did a little bit of research on him. And he was with the Stones Throw crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did some stuff with them, like from I think from the Bay Area.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got,
I know
and
nothing
then he
about
was
that.
doing things with Blue and Exile, but Exile and him had a group together
Like
before
underground
Blue.
Okay.
rappers.
Right,
Right,
underground.
right.
So he's from Panama.
Like, but they were singing
Aloe
though.
Black from Panama.
No, he
Yeah,
used to rap, right?
yeah,
Oh,
he
they
used to
was
rap.
rapping.
Yeah, I think
You
Aloe
know, he
Black
used to
used to
rap.
rap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he used to rap
Wow.
like straight underground, and then he had this beautiful voice that I guess he developed, or I don't know. But anyways, so I see my mans in them, and they got the box. They got the tickets for the box. They're like, "Hey, man, I could get you up there. I just give you my ticket. You just kind of pretend you walk through." And I'm like, "Man, but I kind of want to see my seats that I got with the Groupon just to see where they're located. At least, we got a little bit of time." But I'm all about the box. But this guy talks and talks. He the type that you trying to listen to the song, and he's just in the ear like, "Oh, remember that time back in high school?" I'm like, "Bro, there's a time and place for everything, right?" So I'm like, man, do we go? Do we not go? But we gotta go to the box. You got the free food, you got the beer. You're further away from the act, but you see it more clear. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean.
Yep.
So in what do they call that when they do the break? Halftime or whatever, right?
The intermission.
So everybody's going to get their drink.
So professional.
What is it?
Intermission.
The
Yes, yeah.
intermission.
Intermission. My bad. My bad. I'm fighting with two
I love
languages up here,
the
bro.
microphone
Thank you.
leaning though. He leaned. Oh, the intermission.
I had to give you the
Yeah,
sport.
yeah.
You went full on Barry
So,
White. Go ahead, Rick.
You got a great voice for this podcast. I forgot to tell you. So then we're like, nah, let's go check out our seats just for the heck. Why not? You know what I'm saying? So as I'm going down the hallway towards those seats that we got through Groupon, there's the security guard setting up a table. Aloe Black is right behind them. They're setting up like the red carpet a little bit, with the little postings, to people to get in line and get autographs,
I was doing the meet
whatever.
and greet.
Meet and greet. I just happened to be by the meet and greet when they were setting up. So Aloe Black sits down on the table, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta talk to him. He's right there. There's nobody around. This is the security guard, him, me, my wife, and the table. That's it." And I want us to say so much, but really, I wanted to say, like, man, like your music. Sometimes when I'm like feeling a certain kind of way, I'll put your music on. You know what I'm saying? And it changes my mood. So whatever you're doing, man, keep doing it because it's touching people. You know what I'm saying? I always like to give those kind of, you know, say that to the artist because as an artist, I know that you probably gonna be like, man, that was beautiful to hear, man. I'm like, I don't know if I was the artist, and somebody tells me that about my songs, it's gonna, it's gonna feel good. But I just want to tell him, man, because I was really listening to his music back then, and I froze, bro. I started talking
Wait a
about
minute. So you
him.
formulated all of this stuff that you was about to say to him, and you didn't say it?
I didn't say nothing about his current stuff. I just stuck on like the rap stuff. I was like,
Got it.
man, you used to do, like rock with Exile. I know before you even started singing. I know you're from Panama, as a matter of fact. And I'm just all these facts about him, like it's like 17 magazine, and I read that thing, and I'm just kind of going through everything with him. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, security guard tried to get all like ill with me, like, step back. What are you doing? What are you doing talking to him? You gotta and at that point I'm like, bro, you see us having a conversation, you see how he's like we're dialoguing back and forth. Why you gotta be that guy, man? So I'm trying to call security out with kindness. Like, why you gotta be like that, man? We're like, he don't feel threatened. I'm not threatened. My wife's here trying to disrespect me. Like, I'm just having a talk with him, like, hey man, I like your music, blah blah blah. So security guard just keeps, and Adelbeck's like, no, he's all right, man. He's all right. And then he signs like one of his, whatever little poster things. He's like, man, that's great to hear. Thank you, man. Wow, you took it back. Now you talking about like back in the days, like when I used to, be on the mic. And then on the way after we leave, my wife had a whole argument with me because how disrespectful you are. Like, you see the man is trying to like get like comfortable. He just did a whole show. Like, you have to go up there
Not the
and talk
whole
to him.
show.
Yeah, bro. Like, yo, I was like, yo, like, are you
Whole
like
show in a
you're
15-minute
not,
encore. How dare you?
you're definitely not. But it was cool.
That's funny. That's funny.
So I feel a certain kind of way about that. But we ended up looking at our seats and we're like, yeah, these are definitely shitty ass seats, no doubt about it. And we went back to the box and finished out the concert.
That is
Yeah.
good.
So it was
That is good.
I do, man. 'Cause I want to talk more about his current music versus something that he probably don't forgot about. An old ass project he did. It's weird.
Oh man. Well, in the spirit of music, are you guys all good to talk a little Wu-Tang before we finish up tonight?
Yeah,
Let's do
absolutely,
it.
man.
So the last time we connected, Ricky, we said our homework was to listen to Only Built for Cuban Links, Raekwon's first album. So I know you've probably
Another
listened.
time to make it 1,000,001. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So like, I know this is an album many Wu-Tang fans are,
Sure.
aware of and fluent
Absolutely.
with. But we wanted to just really kind of, if we had any stories about any of the joints, reflect on any of the, I guess, cultural impact that anything, that the album had. So I'll just start with a quick little nugget that I found. This is from the actual Source September 1995 issue, where Only Built for Cuban Links received 4.5 mics in the Source, near perfect. And this is a quote from Nicholas Pulahoff, who wrote the actual blurb. He says, it's a iconic quintessential Wu solo project. Production-wise, this may be RZA's most impressive feat yet. The beats are all solid, and while many aren't as catchy as those on the previous Wu solo joints, the tracks instead are suited to the distinct flow of the chef who weaves in and out between beats. So what do you guys think about not just the album, but specifically around what this guy Nicholas said around RZA's production? Do you think that this might have been one of his better, production showings?
I think all right, so I was conflicted during that era, right? Because remember, not only that drop, I believe it was August, not mistaken. I always remember it was August. Like when that album dropped, at least when I knew it was playing and and people's tape deck and boombox, whatever. But I started listening to it like a couple of months after, like really eating the album. But by that time, Liquid Sword came out same year. So Jizza was kind of my go-to because he was more, like you had to rewind his stuff a couple more times to get the punchline, So I was more into that. So I had access to that album more. So I was eating more that album than the Only Built for Cuban Links at that particular time. So when it comes to beats, man, I'm gonna say that looking back, he definitely went all out on the Cuban Links. Like I think those beats were definitely more thumping more, you know, like he was exposing some sounds that he didn't before in the previous Wu-Tang projects that he'd done. You know, I kind of felt like that. It was like a new sound that I was hearing from the RZA. You could tell it was RZA, but it's like more crispy. You know, he was using more. I don't know. It just sounded different to me. But that's my opinion on that for sure. I
What
think
about you,
it's
Rex?
definitely
Well,
top.
the album should have got 5 mics, and every
Facts.
beat on there is a banger.
Mhm.
Yeah, every beat on there is a banger. Obviously, you know, my favorite track is Verbal Intercourse. Beat insane. Got my favorite rapper in the world on there. As a matter of fact, you know what I named my son after Nas, right?
I didn't know that.
Nathan Amir Smith is named
Wow.
after Nas.
That's damn.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
dog.
either. I knew his middle name, Amir, because I think you had wasn't it like a poster that said his middle name, Amari, or something like that?
Well, that was
In your
that was
bathroom?
Amari. That's my first son's name. Middle name is
Oh,
Amari. He's Adrian Amari
I
Smith,
think-
and I got Nathan Amir
Right.
Smith. So Nathan
Nathan,
Amir
okay.
Smith was named
Those are
after
really
that.
good names.
I love those
Yeah,
names.
those are dope.
They can get jobs with those names.
Yes, they can. Yes, definitely.
Facts.
I think I did
Facts.
well with that. I did
You
well
did
with
good.
Yeah.
that. But
You didn't
Yeah.
name him Sustainability, or or Cloud. People be naming their kids Glockenspiel. Like, come on, man. Violin.
we not,
Yeah.
we're not doing
It's,
that.
I'm waiting
no.
for San Juan. I'm sure somebody got the name San Juan.
I'm quite sure it's out there. Yeah, I'm quite
He
sure
said,
it's out there.
I'm quite sure it's out there. I'm quite sure
Well,
it's
you
in the
know,
name
believe
verse.
I
You got Apple.
believe it.
You know,
Nah, those are beautiful names for sure.
So what else were you saying on the Cuban links, Rex?
So yeah, I mean, 5 mics. Definitely, it's definitely one of my favorite Wu albums. I think it's one of the best Wu albums, to be honest with you. Whether you want to call it a solo album or a combination album, would you call it? Like I don't know. Like,
Well, the Wu albums
tag
back
team
then
album, whatever,
were like
you know.
that, where it was like, it was like really posse like albums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Those first
Mm-hmm.
few, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. There was,
So
there
let me
was
run
posse
let me
albums
run some
with
of the
original
names.
members.
Let me run some of the names of the tracks, and then maybe I know you mentioned Verbal Intercourse earlier, but let me just run some of the names of the tracks. And just
like,
for folks, and just for folks listening at home, we're not gonna be playing records on the show just to avoid any issues with copyrights and getting our videos or our podcast blocked. But we will be breaking it down, and maybe even in the future when we create social media content, we might be able to do some short videos with that because some of the platforms will allow us to do this, but not necessarily on the audio pod. So track 1 was Striving for Perfection. Number 2 was Knuckleheads. 3, Knowledge God. Criminology. Incarcerated Scarfaces. Rainy Days. Guillotine Swords. Which was the one that was like boom, boom, boom,
That was
boom,
tough.
boom, right?
Yeah.
Can It Be So Simple? Can It Be So Simple remix. Shark
Sure.
N-Words. Ice Water. Glaciers of Ice. Verbal Intercourse. Wisdom
Eyes.
Body. Spot Rushers. Ice Cream. Wu Gambinos. And Heaven and Hell. So this is my question to you fellas. Talk to me about how you believe Wu Gambinos, because if you remember, that's when they introduced like Bobby Stills, Lou Diamond, right?
Yeah.
They introduced that kind of like new persona versus the previous stuff was like
Shaolin
really
style.
karate, karate stuff. Talk to me about that transition and what kind of impact you think it had on hip hop in general.
Well, I think for me, I think it was I don't know. I liked it just because I felt like it was more realistic than the whole Shaolin thing. And I say more realistic because, Gambinos, New York City, drug dealers, shiesty life, getting shut up. That's not what was going on with the Shaolin. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when they start introducing the whole Gambino thing, for me, that was kind of like getting back to reality. You know what I mean? And that then
I
you've got
dig
the
it.
introduction of like a lot of the other New York rappers like Nas, Queensbridge rappers, I should say, like Nas, and then I don't know if I'm just stuck on my favorite track, but that definitely was a strong track in terms of bringing it back to the
Hmm.
reality. New York City. That's what. I'm from Birmingham, England. I wear a Yankees hat because my favorite place. That's what we were listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
So
absolutely.
That's what's up. What about you, Rick? What do you think is the impact of the Wu Gambinos versus the Shaolin karate style, like them introducing
I
that?
just I just think that at that point I wasn't, I was familiar with the vocabulary they were trying to transition hip hop, from like using the same kind of metaphors, Shaolin, but now the Gambino is more like a mafia, like a family, and hitting that. So I I was learning, I was learning the slang because Buffalo is real close to Canada, man. We could slap five with Drake all day. He next door. You know what I mean? So
BBL
uh
Drizzy, BBL Drizzy.
they not like
yeah. I mean he made motherfuckers like me popular, the yellow guys. But
woo.
anyway, so at that time, I'll be honest with you, man, um it was so fresh, it was so dope, everybody was listening to it. I was trying to figure out, like, man, like it was just overwhelming, like the whole vibe, like the metaphors, and he using like the whole like mafia terminology. um Not, I don't want to say replacing the Shaolin talk and all that, but kind of just putting it into those terms. And I think it was big, man. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of other acts and rappers started picking up on that and using that. You know what I
I,
mean?
I
So
think
I definitely, I think it was something that spread like fire, man, like wildfire for sure. You know?
it kind of like it also was an easy transition, if you ask me, just
Mhm.
because the two styles are based on principle.
Mm,
Like the whole
Sure.
Shaolin thing is very principle
Yeah.
based. The whole Gambino
Absolutely.
mafia, it's very principle based.
mm.
So
That's
that's
good. That's a nugget.
right.
That's good.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so when
Yeah.
you think about that transition, it's almost like going from the 60s to the 70s, and then whatever
Sure.
came after that. You
It's
know what I
like
mean?
values and integrity, loyalty,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Even though
Exactly.
they're both like killer groups, right? Like the
Yeah. Sure.
Gambinos, killers. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
the all of the Shaolin stuff, killers, right? At the
Hmm.
end of the day, but
Hmm.
there was a level of integrity and loyalty that I love how you connected those. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I feel that. I dig it. Yeah.
I got a
For
question for
sure.
you guys before we close up on this album. If you already said your favorite track is Verbal Intercourse, right? If there was a track that had to go, like you got one
Ooh.
of these songs,
Ooh.
like some you were like the executive producer, and you had to pick one of these joints to go. Which one
This
would
one's
it
for
be?
Rex
This is
all
hard
day.
for me. This is like I don't even know. Like Wisdom Body,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Y'all
What
gonna
about
hate me
you?
for my
What's yours?
Ice
um
cream.
so I
No,
actually got
Ice
two.
Cream Mike could go. I
I
liked it
got
a
two.
lot.
I got two that could possibly go if one had to go.
If
It'd be a pick.
and
It would be a pick out of these two
yes,
because I can't
yes.
pick one. But it would be
okay. Yeah.
Can It Be Also Simple remix.
I
Yeah, but but
do
Mm.
but
hate you a
but
I'm
little
with
bit.
you.
but
I'm with you on
but
that.
but I'm
I'm with you on
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry.
No, no
And
need to apologize. But I
the
definitely
other
was
one,
shocked by that one.
hold on, because I'm looking at the track list myself.
What's the other one?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna
I
really
tell you
hate
which
me
my
for this
favorite
one.
track from the album is.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Heaven or Hell. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
That one I could feel you on that one. I could feel you on that one. I really like that one. I wouldn't lose that one, but I could feel
like
it
it
felt
too.
like it was like a bonus track.
It's just
Okay.
so listening to the album, I wouldn't have missed it, you know. And it's crazy because, like I say, it's one of my favorite Wu-Tang
Yeah.
albums. You know what I mean? But that's just one that I wouldn't have missed it. And furthermore, I could have heard that song being on a Jizza album with him on a verse.
Interesting. Ah, that's good. Ricky,
You know what I'm
which one is your favorite? You said.
I'm gonna say Incarcerated Scarfaces, man.
Yeah, that's
Just
good.
that beat made you want to freestyle.
Yeah.
Just it was just
Yeah.
Ooh.
Straight
and
fire.
I think that's the one that stuck with me the most because rapping over MC's vocals all the time, certified, like we would play it back, and I think it was a pretty long track too, if I'm not mistaken.
Incarcerated Scarfaces.
It wasn't
it
your
is.
I mean, they both had a
2.5
verse.
minutes. It was it was longer than you could let a couple. You could spit some fire to it for a little while and still
I don't.
have some speed left. You know what I'm saying?
Incarcerated Scarfaces was fire.
I like that one for sure. That was my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a really
It's that
both of these are really hard for me to cut one. I guess it would probably be like Spot Rushers or Wisdom Body. I might have to listen to that to like really, elaborate on why. But my favorite though is really got to be between like Glaciers of Ice, because that like it makes me crazy almost. It comes on, it's like and like my mind is like, yo, it's like it gets me so hyped. Straight up the block, gun cock, avalanche rock, get paid off, mass murderers services. Like I'm like, yo, the scream, it's like insane. So that would be mine. That would be mine. Fellas.
No, that's a good one. Yeah.
Fellas, you got anything else that you want to share with the people before we talk about our homework for our next episode?
The only thing I want to share is a personal thing, just like you said earlier, before we started this, it feels good to see y'all, man. It's been a long time, man. I mean, seeing all of us together. I know Shy's probably breaking a mirror somewhere. I'm sure. But love you, Shy. But just being, because it's almost surreal because a moment ago I was in a situation. You guys were always checking in on me, and it's like when you're incarcerated. Not that I ever was, but you know what I'm saying, and you receive a letter. It's like a text. It's like a quick like, "Hi, what's up? Oh, somebody's thinking about me." Wow, it's more intensified. It's like on steroids, that whole feeling. And I thought I was going through this alone, and really, man, I got my boys. Like, we haven't even seen each other. We still stay in contact. Like, hey, man, you good? You need something? You good? Rex, hey, fam, yo, thinking about you, bro. Prayers to you and your family. Shy, third shift at like 3 a.m. What up, God? You good? I'm like, man, shit. Thank you, nurse. Let me get my shit. Like it was a beautiful thing just to see you guys, man. It's I'm smiling, bro. It feels good, man. It's good. It's good to be around you guys, man.
Same here, brother. Same here.
It's always good. Always good to be around you guys, man.
Cool.
Yes.
You all good, Rex? You got anything for the people before we talk about homework?
Honestly, I'm just like, just be happy, people. Just live and it's like, be happy. Just be whatever, be into whatever you into, and be respectful of people, but don't neglect yourself. You know what I mean? And do the things that make you happy, man. Because at the end of the day, everybody's doing what make them happy, and they only mad with you when you're not doing what makes them happy. So just life is short, and enjoy it, man. Just live in love and love the people that love you back, man. That's it.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
We only get one, right? We only get one.
That's right.
One.
That's right.
So for homework, next week's episode, or next episode, I should say, not next week, because we haven't really ironed out what our publishing schedule is going to be. We might do bi-weekly or monthly, weekly. We're not sure yet, but we just building up some episodes for you. With that said, next episode, we're going to be going over Ghostface Killer's first album, Iron Man, which
Yikes.
is from this same kind of era. And I think Shy's on record saying that that Ghostface has the best catalog of all the Wu-Tang members. So
yeah,
I hope he's here.
I think so. Yeah, I agree with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When it comes to like a body of work,
not
the
by
only other person to me is honestly is RZA, because I think RZA's body of works is incredible, but a lot of that is beats, so it's not just rhymes.
Yep,
But
that's right. And
so it's a little unfair to put them in the same kind of category, catalog.
No, that's good.
But at the same time,
hopefully we get to touch on Liquid Swords.
Oh yeah. We can do Liquid Swords right after because this is that era, that 90, I think 95 to 97, 98 was the golden era for Wu-Tang records. Like
that's right.
Everything they dropped was like culture, like huge cultural impact. So we can do Liquid Swords after Iron Man.
Only because if I'm I'm really good as far as like months, dates, only because every time something came out, the suspense, everybody knew it was coming out, and those dates are kind of like drilled in my head, just from like like I said, just freestyling over RZA beats and stuff like that, and the Wu-Tang stuff, and listening to the content. Obviously, some of the stuff you couldn't even freestyle over. You couldn't. You had to just listen. You couldn't do it. But Liquid Swords is definitely. I'm a GZA fan. That's one of my favorite members of the Wu-Tang is gonna be the GZA. Probably most likely. So I got a chance to eat that album more than the others. I feel like I was kind of late on the other ones. I was playing a lot of catch up.
You caught that one in real time.
I caught that one in real time. That came out in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, Ricky.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one in real time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, make sure you guys.
We could do a fact check on that probably. But.
If you're listening to the sound of our voices, make sure you follow us at Wu-Tang Pod on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll be back with the next episode. We'll catch up with you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right.